Welcome to the Morale Booster Network, a platform for entrepreneurs, career professionals, leaders, and the general public to give back to the society through coaching and mentoring. I remain your host, Dr. John Ugulu. I am an author, speaker, and strategist. I always say experience is the best teacher. You can stream or download this podcast from YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Music, Google Podcast, Player FM, and Pandora. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hello, morale boosters. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. It is indeed a pleasure and a privilege coming live one more time. How are you? How's everybody doing? Yes. Thank you so much. While we wait for more morale boosters to join us, I want you to please remember to like, leave a comment, and share this broadcast. Now, I have a genuine question I want to ask. It's a genuine question I want to ask you who's listening to me right now. And my question is, how are you? Yes, how are you? All right, like, leave a comment, and share it. Let's see. I will be streaming on multiple platforms. Right now, by the grace of God, we are on over 20 platforms, about 3 or 4 video-enabled platforms, and let's see. And the rest of them are just audio platforms. Give me 1 second. Please remember, like and share it. This is another beautiful Q&A session. Someone asked if look, you guys will not let me rest. The question I will be talking about today, when I saw that question, I was like, oh my God, this is the question I should answer. Hold on a second. Let me make sure we are live on Instagram. Yes, we're live on Instagram. Welcome, morale boosters, all my morale boosters on Instagram. You're all welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Please remember to like, share, and leave a comment. How are you? Great. Yes, welcome. Thank you, everybody. Welcome. It's a pleasure seeing all of you. And I am glad you are all well. You're doing great. And before I get into our business for today, I pray that the Almighty God will bless you. I pray that He keeps you. I pray that He shines His light on your face from wherever you're listening or wherever you're watching from. God bless you all. So the question I want to talk about today, someone asked a question, and and the question is as follows. It says, have you ever faked confidence just to gain influence? Oh my God. Have you ever faked confidence just to gain influence? So for you who's listening to me right now, what do you think my response to that will be? Now, someone is asking me if I have ever faked, like F-A-K-E-D, if I have ever faked confidence to gain influence. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, P. Josh Lifestyle. Welcome, Cameron Cross. Welcome to everybody. Please share this broadcast wherever you are, because you might just be saving the life of that one person who has been waiting for a lifetime to hear the message that I will be sharing today. Yes. My question is, have you? That's the question somebody, a morale booster, asked me. So if you have questions as well, remember you can always send your questions and I will respond to the question. The question again is, have you ever faked confidence just to gain influence. What do you think the response to that would be? Especially for those of you who know that I transitioned from shyness to public speaking. So if this is your first time joining me, I want to remind you that you are automatically a member of the Morale Booster Empire. Yes, if you can see me, if you can hear me speak, if you have ever seen any of my motivational posts, automatically you are a member of the Morale Booster Empire. And what you need to do to remain an active member is to take it upon yourself to motivate and inspire people every day, every day, every day. That's not too much, right? So to stay actively involved in the Morale Booster Empire, all you need to do is make sure you motivate and inspire somebody every day. If you don't even know how to go about that, if you don't know how to go about that, you can just, share my posts. All right. You can share my posts. Just go to my website. Go to my Facebook, my Instagram, and share my posts. That's all you need to do. All right. Bear with me 1 second. I think we're having some technical challenges with Instagram. Let me see. Give me, bear with me, please bear with me. I'm gonna make sure we're live on Instagram. So we had a glitch. All right, to all my Instagram family, Instagram friends, morale boosters on Instagram. If you can hear me, please type in the comment section. Let me know if you can hear me. Just say I can hear you in the comment section. I want to be sure that I am not speaking to myself. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, if you can hear me, just type I can hear you in the comment section. Thank you so much. Yes, God bless you. God bless you. All right. So, the question I will be responding to today is, have you ever faked confidence just to gain influence? Before I connected on Instagram, I was already telling morale boosters on YouTube and Facebook that I transitioned from shyness to public speaking. So the answer to that is absolutely, it's yes. You know, um, this is a book that I wrote when I was finally able to overcome shyness. I published this book. I hope you all can see it. It's titled From Shyness to Public Speaking. It's available on Amazon. You can click on the link in my bio to get a copy. It's on Amazon, or you could go to Amazon and type my name, John Ugulu. On Amazon, you would find all my books there. Now, when I saw this question, I laughed because I laughed. How can you ask John if he has ever faked confidence? You know, so absolutely, I have faked confidence more times than I can even count. Yes, more times than I can even count. Um, Especially in the early days of my journey from, my early days of transitioning from shyness to public speaking in front of crowds. Oh yes, I faked confidence more times than I can even count. All right. So, but give me 1 second. Let me plug this. Yes, I did that several times. And I know there's so many leaders right now who are struggling with shyness. They're struggling with shyness. Trust me, it's okay. It's okay to do whatever you're doing scared. Richard Branson said, if your dreams don't scare you, then they are too small. There's one thing about me, that has always been a trait that I've had from time immemorial. I like to do things that I consider scary. That's who I am. I am eccentric. Sometimes when people are going to the left, I would go to the right. So I don't like following the crowd. That's who I am. And it annoys a lot of people. It gets on people's nerves, right? If I walk into a room and I see people watching football or watching a game, I'm actually not a football, or I really don't have that much time to watch sports. But if I walk into any room and I see people watching sports, the first thing I do is I look out for the losing team. And the moment I identify the losing team, that's the team I will support. Why? Because I love to motivate people. I love to boost the morale of people. I love to help people who are um, not doing so well. You get it? So that's the kind of person I am. So I have always been that person who would do things even when the fear is there. I do things scared. All right. Now, there was a time when I even, when I was introducing myself in a group and my heart was racing profusely. I have been through all that. Even though my leadership journey is, I am not at the pinnacle of leadership right now. I am still growing in the leadership space, right? My mentor would always say, leadership is a lifelong learning process. Even though I am not where I truly would want to be, or where I truly know I would be, I still know that there are times where that fear would come in. But knowing that you have to still do it scared, I keep moving. All right. So when I got into leadership, I knew that if I wanted to grow, especially as someone who had a message to share, back then I couldn't wait until I felt confident. My confidence right now is on a different level. I've had the opportunity of leading teams. I still lead teams because I lead an organization right now. So I sometimes sit down and ask myself, are you sure you can do this? But my response is always yes. For as long as it scares me, it also it also makes me feel good at the same time. That's the feeling I always look out for. That feeling that would ignite a limiting belief. And when that limiting belief comes up, then my inner leadership comes right out. So, yes, to you who asked me that question, once again, the question is, have you ever faked confidence just to gain influence? Yes, I have done that in the past. But right now, I typically don't see the need to fake confidence because my confidence is is on a different level. It is on a different level. I don't see the need to do that anymore because I am loaded. I am loaded with wisdom by the special grace of God. It's not my power, neither is it my might, by might. It's by the Spirit of the God, the one that I serve. The God that I serve has loaded me with so much words of wisdom, words that can uplift the lives and the souls of anybody I come across. So the case is different right now. But in my early days, when I got into the personal development space, oh, yes, I had to fake confidence so many times, like so many times. So if you are a leader right now and you lack the required confidence, it is okay. Don't worry. It is okay. It is very, very okay. Just accept the fact that you need to work on yourself. They say a problem identified is a problem half solved, right? And sorry, to everybody who can see me right now, I know you can see me looking here and there, looking at different directions at the same time. Please bear with me. I have several screens right here because I'm streaming on multiple platforms. So just focus on the message. Forget about the eye contact and all that for now. All right. God bless you. So, yes, lack of confidence is a limiting belief. It is a limiting belief. Now, what is a limiting belief? A limiting belief is a belief that prevents us from achieving our goals. It prevents us from achieving our goals, right? I remember when I was a very shy person, if I attended events, maybe parties, conferences, I would always sit close to the exit door. Why? Just in case the MC makes a mistake of even trying to call me to come say something. So I would just exit. I'll just run out of the room. My shyness, my lack of confidence back then was at the highest level. You know, it wasn't even easy for me to do presentations back then, even with slides, even having slides right in front of me. Just merely thinking about the fact that I will be standing in front of an audience, people I don't know, it was it was scary. And I know there are so many leaders right now who are going through similar challenges, limiting beliefs. But guess what? If I, John, could transition from shyness to public speaking, it means it is possible for you. Yes, it means it is possible for you to regain confidence because my shyness was the peak, was at the highest level. I remember back then, my mom would always say, when she was pregnant with me, she used to always have this dream, and in the dream, she would see a tall, dark-skinned man dressed in suit, holding a microphone and speaking to a crowd. And whenever she would say that, immediately in my mind, I'll be laughing. I'll be saying, "This woman," even though I knew her dreams were always, coming to pass. But I would say to her, say, "Mom, I know your dreams do come to pass. But this particular one of you seeing me speaking in front of a crowd, no, this is not going to work." Why was I always saying that? Because I was a shy person. But my mom, being a very confident person in her dreams, would say, "It's okay, my son. Don't worry. Wait and see." And right now I am microphone hungry. Right now I want to always speak. I always want to share my wisdom. I always want to share my knowledge. I always want to share words of inspiration and motivation because I lead teams, I lead people, I lead an organization. And now I am at that level where I constantly go out and boost the morale of people out there. So if you are that person who is an aspiring leader or a brand new leader or even a seasoned leader and you're struggling with lack of confidence, this is my gift to you. This is a book titled From Shyness to Public Speaking. Click on the link in my bio. You can get a copy or go to Amazon and just get a copy. In this book, I shared 10 steps, the 10 steps I took to overcome shyness. Pretty easy, 10 easy steps. Excuse me. Sorry about that. You know, yeah, so get a copy. It should be less than $30. Whatever you spend on getting this, excuse me, do not consider it as an expense. All right? See it as an investment in yourself. All right? So, yes, faking confidence wasn't about being dishonest. It was about stepping into the version of myself that I was striving to become. And that was in the early days, so many years ago. Yes, it wasn't about being dishonest. I knew I wanted to be a confident person. I knew I wanted to get into leadership. And I knew I wanted to be confident in my skin, in everything that I had. So it was all about, me faking that confidence back then was all about stepping into the version of myself that I was striving to become. So my question to you who's listening to me right now, if you are struggling with confidence, if you have that limiting belief, who do you wish to become? Are you just starting out in your leadership journey and you want to be a great leader? Understand one thing. Leaders are speakers. Yes, leaders are speakers and leaders are readers. So the more books you read, the more knowledge you acquire. All right? Influence followed, not because I faked it, but because I showed up even when it was hard. Oh, yes, think about it. Because at the initial stage, when you want to embark on a journey of personal development, of self growth, the first thing you do is you figure out who you are and who you want to become. And in the process of trying to transition from where you are to where you want to be, sometimes you would have to fake it. Sometimes you would have to do it scared. Sometimes you would have to do it even when you don't feel like doing it. And that's how it works. That's how it works. So, once again, if I could transition from shyness to public speaking and now microphone hungry, it means it is possible for you. I'm not saying this to impress you, but I am saying all this to press upon you that you have greatness within you, that you have all it takes to transition from where you are to where you want to be. You have all it takes. Louis Pugh said there is nothing more powerful than a made-up mind. And in my book titled The Morale Booster, there was a quote in there that I said, when your mind is made up, you become unstoppable. So is your mind made up to get into leadership just the same way I made up my mind so many years ago to get into leadership? If your answer is yes, then you have to start right now. You have to start working on strategies on how to overcome that lack of confidence. My confidence is at the peak right now that I don't even need, how do I put it now? I don't even need those physical aesthetics to step out in confidence. There's so many people, if you don't have those physical aesthetics, like, expensive clothes, expensive cars, looking expensive, they cannot come out. I don't need that. My confidence is so, oh my God. I don't need that. I can walk into any room because of the type of confidence that I have right now. Why? Was I always like that? No. The answer is hell no. I was not always confident. I learned how to be confident. There is no room I cannot, there is no room I will get into right now where I will be scared. No, because I have my rule of five. My rule of five puts me in check. My rule of five helps me stay aligned on a daily basis with my confidence. And what's my rule of five? My rule of five are the five things I do every day when I wake up. Every day. Five things I do every day to help me stay aligned with my goals, to help me stay aligned with my vision, to help me stay aligned with my calling. What are those five things? These are five things that I do even on weekends. I do it Mondays through Sundays, even on weekends, even on holidays, on my birthday. There is no break. Five things. Every day, I motivate people, I inspire people, I think, I strategize, and I study. I do those five things every day. Every day. I motivate people. When I am waking up, I'm thinking of how to motivate myself first. Then I'll be thinking of how to motivate the people in my household through prayers. Yes, when I wake up, you know, we say our morning prayers as a family, as a unit. And while we're praying, I'm asking God to give us everything we need to stay motivated, to stay inspired. So when I'm waking up, I'm thinking of how to motivate myself first because I have to be okay. Remember when you get on a plane, when you get on board an aircraft, when they're about to take off, during their presentation, what do the people out there say? They say, in the case of an emergency, you need to first of all put on your mask before helping others. That's it. So, me being the head of a household, me being the leader of the Morale Booster Empire, me being the leader of my life, I need to first of all stay motivated so that I can motivate others. So every day, the five things I do, it doesn't matter if it's on a Sunday, on a Saturday, on my birthday, holidays, I motivate people, I inspire people. Let me see. Yeah, so I motivate people, I inspire people. I think, I'm always thinking, what do I need to do? What am I missing? How do I get to the next level? Where am I right now? How do I move to the next level? What do I need to do to add value to the people around me? What do I need to do to, I think, I'm always thinking, and I strategize. Thinking ahead, having strategies for my thoughts, my ideas, it increases my confidence. And the last one, I study. I study. Why do I study? Because leaders are readers. Leaders are readers. There are some people I aspire to be like. And because I do not have the direct access to those people, I read their books. I read their books. That's why Seneca said, luck is when opportunity meets preparation. That's what Seneca said. Luck is when opportunity meets preparation. So I'm always preparing myself so that when the opportunity comes, I will be able to identify it and grab it. So if you are that person who is struggling with lack of confidence, it is possible for you to transition from that stage or that state to where you truly would like to be, which is having confidence. It is very possible because I did it. If I could transition from shyness to public speaking, it means you too can do it. Will it be hard? Oh, yes, it will be challenging. It will be very challenging. It will not be done overnight. It can never be done overnight. It can never be done overnight. I have already accepted that I would learn till the day I die. I will learn. I will be a lifelong learner. That's who I am. I am an author. So I'll write books. My goal is to write books every year, right? I have already published a book this year. I'm working on the second one that will be published before the end of the year. Even though I started writing, a long time ago. But that's my goal. So studying is part of my whole strategy. Like I said, the mentors that I cannot access physically, I read their books. So reading is very important. God has blessed me with a platform that I use to educate others. So reading is a necessity. So the 5 things I do every day: I motivate people, I inspire people, I think, I strategize, and I study. That's my rule of 5. So my question to you who's listening to me right now is, what is your rule of 5? What are the 5 things you do every day to help you boost your morale, to help increase your confidence? What are the 5 things you do? I don't need to prepare to get into any room to speak to anybody. But if I'm asked to come do a presentation on a particular topic, oh, yes, I will prepare for that. But if I walk into any room not knowing that they would want me to say something or to talk, I don't even need to prepare. If you call me today and say, hey, John, come and help me hold the mic. In fact, I am microphone hungry. I love to speak to people, I love to teach people. So if you call me today and say, hey, John, sorry, I didn't tell you, I would want you to, sorry, I didn't tell you early enough. I would want you to just help me speak to these people. I don't even need to prepare. I'll grab the mic and speak right away. If you give me a presentation slide right now and say, hey, John, go through this slide and help me do the presentation, I will do it gladly. It was not always like that for me, right? There were times I had to fake it so I would not lose that opportunity. So if that's the stage where you are right now, it's okay. It's okay. Sometimes it's okay for you to fake your confidence so you can get influence. When you are that level, it is very okay. Let me see. Okay. Hey, good evening. That's Zudor's African label. Oh, good evening. Good to see you. Thank you for joining my live. Please remember to share the broadcast so that others can so that others can benefit from the message, the value we're bringing to them. Thank you so much. Right. So it is very okay. I promised I wasn't going to take much of your time because if you give me the opportunity, I could speak from now till tomorrow. That's what I do. From from the moment that I discovered my superpower, from the moment I discovered my confidence, speaking became so interesting to me. All right. So, yes, back to your question that you asked me, have you ever faked confidence just to gain influence? The answer is yes. Yes, I did at the early stage. Yes. But like I said, it wasn't about being dishonest. It was about stepping into the version of myself that I was striving to become. So you too can adopt that strategy. I don't know where you're listening to me from right now. I don't even know what you know about yourself. Neither do I know what the people around you know about you. But here is one thing that I know for sure about you who's listening to me right now. I know you have greatness within you. I know for sure that you are an abode of greatness. How do I know? Because you were not sent into this world by accident. Because science and studies have shown that out of millions of sperm cells, only one sperm cell, only one will be chosen to fertilize an egg. And the sperm cell that fertilized the egg was you. You were that chosen sperm cell out of millions. So you were the chosen one to come into this world. So that means you were sent into this world on purpose, with a purpose, and for a purpose. Yes. Yes. That's why I know that you have greatness within you. That's why I know that you were not sent into this world by accident. And that's why I know that you can transition from your lack of confidence to a place of high confidence, a place of confidence where you would not even need those physical aesthetics. I don't need to go out there and get expensive clothes and spend so much on my physical aesthetics before I can show you that I am confident. I don't need all that. you know because God has reminded me that I was made in his image and likeness, because God has reminded me that I am a priest, a prophet, and a king. And that's who you are. So if it requires you learning how to regain your confidence, if it requires you having to fake your confidence just to gain influence, at that stage, get it done. Do it scared. Remember, today is the first day of the rest of your life. Stay blessed, everybody. Remember to like and share this broadcast. And bye for now.